Hi and welcome to day 3 of your Healthy Habit Kickstart. I can't believe we're halfway through. Amazing. I've really been enjoying this week, and I again want to thank you for still being here. And I'm not thanking you on behalf of me, I'm thanking you on behalf of yourself, because the fact that you're still here, you're still listening, you're still engaging, means you have been showing up for you every day so far in this Kickstart. And you know, some people have switched off, some people have disengaged, some people didn't even start ticking the boxes when we started, but you're still here and you should be blooming proud of yourself, because that's exactly what I do, is help women to show up for themselves, because we're so quick to put everyone else first. The kids, the partner, the house, the job, the dogs, the washing, everything goes first before us. We're at the bottom of the list, and then when it comes to doing the things for ourselves that we want to do, we've got no energy, we've got no brain capacity, and then we wonder why we feel like crap. So well done. I'm super proud of you, and you should be super proud of you too. So today's lesson is titled "It's Not You, It's Them." And what that means is I'm going to tell you why everything you've tried before hasn't worked for you, and why you need to find a way that works for you long term. Now, some of you, when you were going to sign up for this, you said to me, oh, you know, but I'm going on holiday next week, or I've got a really busy week next week, things are really crazy. This is going to be a game changer if that was you. If you are constantly waiting for the right time to make changes to your life, to lose weight for good, to start trying to be more consistent, and you never find the right time, this is the lesson for you. I mean, it's the lesson for all of you. Please listen to it. But I'm going to explain to you why waiting for the right time is never going to happen, but also why, but mainly actually why everything you've tried before hasn't worked. And I want to start with something that you might not have thought about. Losing weight is not the measure of a successful diet. Just think about that. If you have tried Weight Watchers, Slimming World, Slim Fast, Keto, whatever, 5-2 in the past, and you've lost weight on it, but then you've kept going back to it, think about this. If you've had to keep going back to it, does that mean it's worked? If you've lost 2 stone on something and then gone back to it because you've put the 2 stone back on, is it working? No, it's not. I want to see you 12 months after you've lost however much body fat you want to lose. I want to see you in 12 months' time having maintained that weight loss. So if you lose the 2 stone, I want to see you there or thereabouts still having lost that 2 stone, not having gained it all back on again to have to go back to the method that you tried last time. That is yo-yo dieting. That is the on again, off again mentality. That is what I did for the whole of my adult life, from the age of 18 through to the age of 30, when I started really making changes to my life and the way that I approached health, fitness, food. But I really, really want you to understand that you are not the problem here. This is not a you problem. This is not an ability problem. This is not a willpower problem. We've talked about this is not a motivation problem. You are not the problem. You are not a failure. Actually, the diet industry, the fitness industry, the weight loss industry has failed you. So it's not you, it's them. You know, my clients that are currently working with me have tried Weight Watchers, Slimming World, 5-2, really, really drastic intermittent fasting where they literally only allow themselves 4 hours of eating time a day. The Fast 800, like meal replacement shakes, Cambridge, Herbalife, things like that, Slim Fast. I've got women that have worked with me that have, been seeing personal trainers 3 times a week for months and months and months, exercised multiple times a day. Okay, and none of those things work long term. None of them. And the reason why is because they are not teaching you how to change your life for good. And let's be really honest, if you want to be healthy, happy, lose weight if that's your goal, and maintain healthy habits, you need to change your habits. So think of all the ways that you've tried to lose weight in the past, all of the methods. It could be the ones I've mentioned. It could be some other ones that I've not mentioned. I don't know. There's also, things like keto, fat burners, weight loss pills. What else are there? Oh, someone tried to sell something in my Facebook group the other day. A fat eater or something, like absolute rubbish. Think of all the ways that you have tried to lose weight in the past, and now think about why they've not worked. Because they're not sustainable. They're too restrictive. You get to your goal weight and then you just go back to the way you were before. Maybe you've worked with a coach before, someone similar to me, and that just put you in, a really, they were far too strict with you, and far too, I've worked with women in my coaching group who have come from coaches who literally put them on the tiniest amount of calories and are really strict with them and given them meal plans, and they don't work long term. So what I'm going to spend this lesson doing, and you can probably hear my washing machine about to take off downstairs. I might pause and just wait for that to finish. So I want to start by talking to you about how diets actually work. And in our WhatsApp chat yesterday, we were briefly talking about calories. I sent you a link to my calorie calculator, so you're all welcome to use that. And this is the thing about diets. All of the ones you've tried, all of the ones that I've mentioned, they all work as long as you are in a calorie deficit. And all the diets that I've mentioned work by putting you in that calorie deficit and giving it, their own special method, their own special title. But what do I mean by a calorie deficit? Well, really, really simply, it is consuming less calories than you burn every day. We need calories. We need them to survive. We need them to be able to live. We need them to have energy. That's all they are. Calories are energy. And, if we eat and drink the same amount of calories as we burn on a daily basis, we will stay the same. If we eat and drink more, we will gain body fat. If we eat and drink less, we will lose body fat. And all of these diets that you've tried in the past, they work because they put you in a calorie deficit. They just dress it up and methodize it in a different way. So Weight Watchers and Slimming World have points and sins. The 5-2 diet puts you on really, really low calories for 2 days of the week. So therefore creating a calorie deficit for 2 days of the week. Intermittent fasting, where you maybe only give yourself 6 hours of eating time a day, the idea of that is that you consume less calories because you are giving yourself less time to eat. Meal replacement shakes and things like that, drinks, they reduce your calories by giving you the shakes and the drinks, which are lower calorie than a meal would be. Cutting out a whole food group like carbs, so whether that's on keto or Atkins, or you just say I'm giving up carbs. Why you would do that, I don't know, because carbs are delicious. But cutting out carbs, you're cutting out roughly a third of what you're eating, so therefore reducing your calorie intake. Meal plans that you might have been put on by other coaches, which by the way I really, really disagree with. When clients come to me and they say, will you give me a meal plan? Absolutely not. I'll give you some ideas which I've been doing over the last couple of days. You know, I have recipe collections on my app that I use with my clients. We share recipes amongst us. I'm not going to give you a meal plan, because what I eat, the things that I would choose to put in my dinners, are not necessarily going to be things that you enjoy. If you do a meal plan with me for 12 weeks, yeah, you could drop loads of weight. But then what are you going to do after that? Just only stick to that meal plan? It's really restrictive. What are you going to do when you go out for dinner? What are you going to do when you go on holiday? So all of these things, I'm going to be really honest, they will work as long as you're eating in a calorie deficit, but they're the easy options, because it is literally someone telling you what to do. Okay? And then some of the more extreme things that we've got going on in the world at the moment, you know, weight loss injections, gastric surgery, these things. Now listen, I don't want to get too controversial about this. There are groups of people who that is the best option for them, to have either surgery or the weight loss injections. But what you'll hear going through this lesson is that if it doesn't matter what method you choose, okay, if you have not addressed your habits, your behaviours, your beliefs around food and exercise, and changed those long term, when you stop with the weight loss injections, you will gain the weight back. If you've not addressed the things that are going on behind, if you have not been taught how to build your meals, how to live and eat and exercise in moderation, okay? People that have gastric surgery can still overeat. They can still end up not you know, going past that surgery, or then they use other things in order to kind of fulfill emotional needs and things like that. Often, you know, if there's been an emotional eating problem. So these things, okay, the weight loss injections and the gastric surgery are not necessarily easy options, although the weight loss injections probably are, the surgery not. But the other things, they're easy options, because you just get told what to do. The weight loss doesn't and hasn't stayed. You haven't maintained that weight loss because you're not taught in those methods how to create consistency with the habits and behaviours that lead to long-term sustainable weight loss. And then once you've achieved that weight loss, long-term sustainable weight management and health. That's the most important thing. Because going back to the meal plans, you know, I could have all my clients on 1,000 calorie diets. I could have all my clients on 1,000 calorie diets, have them dropping an absolute ton of weight in a really short amount of time, have some awesome progress pictures to put all over social media, and actually they might have lost the weight, but they would feel like absolute crap. They would not feel healthy. And let's just be really honest here. It's really easy to be, you know, in a healthy weight range but unhealthy, just as there are people out there who might be in an unhealthy weight range and be healthier than those that weigh less. And health is of utmost importance, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you weigh on the scales, and we're going to talk about the scales towards the end of the week. It doesn't matter what you weigh on the scales. If you're not healthy and you feel like crap, what's the point? Okay, so what we're looking at here is finding a way that works for you, that is long-term, that is sustainable, that is not restrictive. Because honestly, there's nothing special about the diets that you've tried before. There's nothing magic about them. And actually, they overcomplicate nutrition and losing fat. And I can show you how to do this if you come and work with me in my community. And that's something that I will talk about for the rest of the week, is that on Monday, the 1st of July, I am going to be running my last Diet Club 6-week challenge, which I will open up to you from tomorrow if you would like to come and join me. And I can show you how to do this, how to simplify your nutrition, how to simplify losing weight, how to simplify working out so that you get the best results that will last, that will help you change your habits without banning you from the things that you love, without complicated points, rules and regulations, without making you miserable. Because I don't know about you, but a life without carbs would make me miserable. And that's because I work not just on helping you to lose that weight, but by implementing that calorie deficit. Like I said, there's nothing special about a calorie deficit. All of those other diets put you in a calorie deficit. But the difference is, it's about helping you to implement the habits that it takes to maintain a healthy life, not just weight loss, for life. Most importantly, so that you can enjoy your life and be healthy. How good would it feel to lose body fat or drop a couple of dress sizes and never have to diet again? How amazing would that be? And that's what we're talking about here, is showing you how to do this without needing to constantly be on the diet, off the diet, on the diet, off the diet, lose a stone, gain a stone, lose a stone and a half, gain 2 stone. Like miserable. So like I said, most of you have tried really restrictive, really overcomplicated methods in the past. And the problem with those is that they don't fit into real life. Who wants to cut out carbs and then try and go out for dinner? It's crazy. No word of a lie. At my uncle's funeral, there were members of my family doing keto, and they came to my uncle's funeral with their own Tupperware of lunch because they weren't having carbs, and we all know that at funerals it's like a beige buffet of carbs. They came with Tupperware. Like, I find that incredibly sad, that that's how you feel that you need to drop body fat. So these diets you've tried before, they're not set up to allow you to succeed. That's really clever marketing. I posted about this on my social media a few weeks ago. It's really clever marketing because actually they don't tell you the ins and outs of weight loss. You know, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, points and sins. You just think that the world is points and sins. And why do you think that is? Because they want you to come back. They want you to come back. They don't focus on what makes dieting easy. For example, with protein and fibre, which we obviously get from our fruit and veg. Now, we've been talking in the last couple of days about protein and how mind-blowing it is that increasing your protein can really help you stay full and feel satisfied. Excuse me. And I think the word that was used in the WhatsApp group was mind-boggling. So, they don't teach you about that. They don't talk about how important those things are. They don't put a focus on that. And that's exactly what I do, is help you to understand all of that stuff. I want to talk about your social life a little bit as well, because again, I know a lot of you really were hesitant about signing up for this free 5 days because you were maybe going on holiday halfway through, or you were having visitors, you had, busy weeks at work, and you said there were about 5 people said to me, I can't give it 100% of my focus. It's not a good time for me to do a kickstart. And with respect, I challenged each and every person that said that to me, and each and every one of you ended up signing up. And the reason this is because in order to have long-term sustainable weight loss that leads to long-term sustainable health for the rest of your life, you can't put your social life on hold. I don't want you to put your social life on hold in order to lose weight. That's not what I want you to do. Because what is life without spending it with the people that we love and have friends? I want you to go on holiday. I want you to have visitors. I want you to go out for meals. I want you to have busy, fun-filled weekends where you laugh and dance and sing and have loads of fun. And the difference is, the difference in the work that I do is that I teach you how to navigate those things. So let's take my client Katie, who is also part of the group for the Kickstart. You know, she has a really busy social life. She has a really busy life. She has 2 kids. She runs a business. She's helps out in scouting. She's part of the PTA. She has a really active social life and 2 children that are involved in lots and lots of activities. And what we've been working on for the last year is how she can maintain that life, that enjoyment, and navigate going out for dinner a couple of times a week, having a takeaway once a week, you know, making sure that she does lots of weekends away. How can she go on that weekend away without completely feeling like she has ruined her progress? And we've been working on that. And, you know, the bottom line to that is that we navigate this by helping you to make compromises, by helping you to understand the choices that you make, by helping you to change the stories that you're telling yourself. Like, every time you go out for dinner, do you need a starter, main, dessert and a glass of wine? No. You don't. And changing that so that you make different choices. So if you are going on holiday this week, or you do have visitors or lots of social plans, you know, one of the things I challenge you to think is, how can you make different choices that mean those choices are more aligned with your end goal? Okay, so think about the ways that you have tried to lose weight in the past, ways that you have tried to, maintain, implement habits, new habits, and be more consistent. If you've lost weight and put it back on in the past, whether it's once or multiple times, it's because the actions you took to lose the weight in the first place weren't sustainable. Okay, and it's likely that you just focused on trying to lose the weight rather than trying to implement healthy, sustainable habits that are going to help you for life. So that's a bit about why what you've tried to do in the past doesn't work. Now I want to tell you what you need to do to make things work going forward. So the first thing is, you need to realise that things need to change. If you want to make changes to your body, changes to your health, changes to your confidence, to your happiness, to your energy, you cannot carry on as you are now. And that might be hopping from one diet to the next. That might be, implementing some habits Monday to Friday, and then the weekends just are a free-for-all. That might be, eating 3 takeaways a week. That might be having bottles and bottles of wine rather than a couple of glasses, or having 2-3 packets of crisps a day, chocolate bars a day, or exercising, having a gym membership and exercising once a month. So whatever you're doing, if you want things to change, and the fact that you're here and you're still listening on day 3, I think you do want things to change, then things can't carry on. You cannot carry on as you are now. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, you need to realise you are in control. You might not be in control of everything in your life, but you are in control of the decisions that you make. I explained this to a couple of my one-to-one clients this weekend, in that I had a really busy 4-day weekend, a wedding, meals out, day out in London with my husband, food festival, another meal out. I had, loads of opportunities out of the whole weekend. I think I had probably 1, 2, 3 meals, 4 meals out of 4 days that I actually made at home. Okay. So a third of my meals I actually made at home, and 2/3 of them were elsewhere. Does that mean I'm not in control of any of that? No. We have more control than we give ourselves credit for. You are in control of what you put in your mouth. You are in control of the changes you make. One person in this group filled in their form, and they were talking about how they don't prioritise themselves and everyone else comes first, and their acknowledgement on that form that they filled in was, I need to do this. I need to decide that I can prioritise myself, and I love that. Remember, you're the average of your actions, behaviours and habits. So what's got you to where you are now is the average of your actions, behaviours and habits up until this point. So if you're not happy with where you are now, you need to change that so that you change the average of those things. And you need to realise this is a long-term game. And it's not just temporary. There's no end date. Okay, there might be you lose body fat and then you go into a maintenance phase. But what I mean is there's no changing your habits until you get to that goal weight. I hate goal weights, but we're not talking about that today. And then you can just go back to the way things were before. We're talking about long-term habit and behaviour change here. This takes time. It takes time, it takes work, it takes effort, and it's forever. Okay? And so you need to be willing to play that long-term game. You also need to consider that this is not about sacrificing things, but it is about compromise. It is about adjusting your choices. It is about learning the art of moderation. It's about learning you don't need to eat a starter, main course, dessert and have a glass of wine every time you go out for dinner. And understanding that there are some occasions where you're going out for dinner where you will be having all 4. Okay? It might mean compromising that instead of watching 3 episodes of your Netflix box set every day, you just watch one of them so that you can get to bed at a more decent time so that you have a bit more energy the next day to then get up and work out or go for a walk. Next thing you need to understand is you do not need to eat as little as possible. We had this conversation in the WhatsApp group yesterday. You don't need to eat as little as possible. You don't need to ban yourself from chocolate, from crisps, from the odd glass of wine. When you work with me, when my clients work with me, I aim to get them eating as much as possible while still getting results. And so what I do in the Last Diet Club 6-week challenge is I provide one-to-one personalised feedback, and included in that feedback is a food diary review where I will go through everyone's food diaries and help them to make some tweaks and changes to what they're eating to keep them as full and satisfied as possible. So many of you are used to, and we had this chat in the WhatsApp group, you're used to going out, buying your food and looking for the lowest calorie options as possible. Eating, a 200 calorie breakfast. I want you eating as much food as you can. And the reason is, I want you full, I want you satisfied, I want you happy. No one is happy when they're hungry. I want you fueling your body. You know, we're so used to starving and restricting our bodies. Next one, you need to stop looking for a quick fix and a magic pill. Because let me tell you, there ain't any. Okay, even the injections, the surgeries, they're not quick, they're not magic, because there is sacrifice that comes with those things. You know, the sacrifice of using the weight loss injection is you can't eat anything after breakfast, and if you do eat, you feel sick. What you need to do instead is start learning and educating yourself on things like protein, portion sizes, fruit, fibre, keeping, you know, volume eating, movement, how you move, what your habits are. As I've already said, you're a product of your habits. You need to address these things whilst living a full and happy life. Still seeing your friends, still eating out, and still getting results. And then the last thing you need to realise is this takes time and effort. And in these 5 days, I've not promised you a certain amount of weight loss at the end of 5 days. Okay, I'm going to say 5 weeks constantly now, aren't I? I've not promised you weight loss in 5 days. I don't guarantee anyone's weight loss because that's actually out of my control. I give you the tools, I give you the support, I give you the knowledge. You have to action it. So it might take, you know, I'm talking about the Last Diet Club 6-week challenge. That's 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, you can get some great results. But you know what? Depending on what your goals are, it could take 6 months. It could take longer. I've got clients that have been working with me for 1.5 years, 2 years. But in 12 months' time, I want you to have made amazing changes to your habits, be feeling amazing. I want you to be sustaining any weight loss that you've created, that you've achieved. I don't want you to have been yo-yoing for the next 12 months. So in summary, it is not you, it's them. You are not a failure. This is not an ability problem. You can lose body fat. It's just that you haven't found the right way that is healthy, sustainable, and not restrictive. You haven't had the right support. You haven't had the right guidance, and you haven't had the right knowledge. And these 5 days will get you off to a good start. But if you want to make long-term sustainable changes that fit into your life and allow you to have a happy and healthy life, this is going to take a longer amount of time, and it's going to take support. And that's why I will be talking to you about the Last Diet Club 6-week challenge and how I can help you do that. So that's the end of the lesson. Your task for today is that I want you to do a workout today. Now, in your resources guide, there is a gym workout. If you are going to the gym today, you can follow along with that. Or if you've got your own, that's fine. There's also some home workouts, and I've given you links to 3 of my pre-recorded home workouts. You'll need either some dumbbells or some tins of beans. If you don't have dumbbells to do that, you can just click on the links and follow along. They're 30-minute sessions. Follow along with me on YouTube. So I want you to either do that today. If you cannot fit it in today, I want you to plan to do it tomorrow. And I want you to let me know when you've done it. Okay, I will see you in the WhatsApp group. Have an awesome day.